Good morning, McFatter Technical High School families and students. This is Jeanette Johnson, your director and principal, coming to you today, Thursday, August 27th, with our latest weekly update. Hope you're all doing great. And as you can see, I have 4 people with me here today, 2 very familiar faces and 2 who may be a little bit newer. So first, let me just let you know who's on the screen. As usual, we have the assistant director in charge of the high school, Mr. Darrell Harris. Good morning, Mr. Harris.
Good morning.
We have your magnet coordinator, Miss Lily DeCastro.
Good morning.
Good morning. And then we wanted to introduce you to some other people who are here to serve you and support you as you go about your time with us here at McFatter. We have 3 assistant directors on the campus. You know Mr. Harris because, and you'll work with him the most because he has the direct responsibility over our technical high school classes. But we have 2 other assistant directors who supervise our programs on the technical college side of the house, but who also do other work that affects the campus as a whole. So we wanted to introduce you to the 2 of them today. They are Assistant Director Kara Daniel.
Hello.
And Assistant Director Larry Rothman.
Morning, everybody.
Even those of you who may not work with them much now, as your sons and daughters move into their 11th and 12th grade, they may see themselves working with Miss Daniel or Mr. Rothman even more, because since they supervise the technical college programs, of course, your kids, once they are juniors and technically enroll in our tech college, will be in the programs that Mr. Rothman and Miss Daniel oversee. So we definitely wanted you to be able to get a chance to meet them today. So with that said, we wanted to dive into our updates that we have for you this week. Thank you to all the parents and students who came to our very unique, one-of-a-kind open house. We joked that the next time we have to do an open house in the middle of a pandemic, we will know exactly how to run it smoother. But we appreciate everyone who showed up and your patience with us as we were learning the technical glitches. We hope you got a lot of valuable information from the school and from your child's teachers. If you have any questions or you weren't able to attend, don't hesitate to reach out to us so that we can get you whatever assistance and information you might want. So thank you so much for that. One of the things we talked about briefly at Open House is our School Advisory Council, which is our committee that helps provide input on the overall school operations. It's composed of students, staff members, community members, and parents. We talked about it briefly, and I've asked Ms. Daniel to give an update as well on where we stand in terms of SAC, and for those of you who as parents may be interested in getting involved. Ms. Daniel, what can you tell us?
Well, parents, number one, the success of our school doesn't happen without your voice. Please consider getting involved in our SAC at McFatter this year. The parent SAC election will be held on September the 2nd at 5:00 p.m. and it will be held remotely. So please check our website, the McFatter High School website, for more information, or you can email me at kara.daniel@browardschools.com if you're interested in serving on SAC this year as a parent. Thank you.
Perfect. So I have a question for you. You mentioned the elections will be September 2nd at 5 p.m. and they'll be held remotely. How will parents know how to participate in that remote event?
We're going to send it out via our social media outlets as well as post it on the website. On the date of the meeting, the parent would actually use the Microsoft Teams links to join. Once they join, parents will have an opportunity to nominate themselves or be nominated by another parent.
Perfect. Thank you, Ms. Daniel.
Thank you.
We also wanted to remind you all, now that we are a week in and we're starting to see things start to hit a little bit of a rhythm, we're also encountering technology glitches, as we would in any year, let alone this year when so much of what we're doing is technology based. We hope that day 2 ran smoother than day 1 and day 3 ran smoother than day 2, but we know there will continue to be problems. So both the district and the school have some technology support and technology resources for you. Our technology department is a division that Mr. Rothman oversees, so I know he was going to update us today on the resources available to you should you have technology support needs. Mr. Rothman.
Okay, as Ms. Johnson said, things are going really well, although there are some anomalies that have been popping up. Ms. Johnson, can you put that on the screen for me?
Sure thing.
That slide. The district has been providing technical support. They give a phone number and it's available from 8 to 4 daily. But being a technical college, we are trying to go above and beyond, and we're making our technical team available to you all as well. So on the screen, as you can see, we're available from 7:30 till 3 p.m. daily, Monday through Friday. And you can access by calling the front office, which is 754-321-5700. There's always someone on campus daily who's a technology support person. We also have our Deanna, who is our inventory control person, who's also able to give out devices. So if there's a problem with your device, or you need a new charger or something replaced, you can call that number, or you can reach out to Lewis Ryan, who is our department chair, and he can be reached at Lewis, Louis .Ryan, RYAN at browardschools.com, and he should get back to you within 24 hours. If something needs to be replaced, we'll schedule an appointment where an exchange can take place in a safe environment where people don't have to get out of their car or actually touch each other. So those are some of the things that are available to you here at McFatter.
Great. And I'm glad you mentioned that last part, Mr. Rothman, because I know we've gotten some questions. Now that we did the main before school textbook and laptop pickups, and then we did the backup pickup this past weekend, we do have some people who either because of schedule changes or they still haven't been able to get here, or somebody who has a technology need and they wondered if we were going to do future ones. So I just want to verify. I think I heard you say that moving forward, instead of mass distributions, it'll be one-on-one arrangements through contacting the school. Do I understand that correctly?
That is correct. We're doing them daily already. There are people that are coming today to have some things replaced or get something new.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. The next thing we wanted to do was give you a reminder. We talked about this last week, but since we are now underway, we wanted to give you a reminder about the back to school forms that we need from you. And for that, Mr. Harris is going to give us that update. Mr. Harris.
Hello, good morning again, everyone. And first of all, I just want to say to all of the parents, we've been through almost a week of school now, and I just want to say thank you for creating a great virtual environment for your students to be engaged. They've done an awesome job over the past week of getting logged into their classes, even if we have some technological issues and stuff, but they're doing great. So I want to thank each and every one of you for the support that you've given our students. But one of the key forms that we do have to collect each year from our students is the back to school form. And it's a simple form. It's just a two-step process. And to complete the form, you can go on browardschools.com/.bts. That's browardschools.com/.bts. And just complete the two-step process. And then once the form is completed, there's an acknowledgement form that you just email back to your counselor. So have your students email that back to the counselor, or they can email it back to Mrs. DeCastro, our magnet coordinator. And these are the forms that we normally collect physically each year, but since we're doing virtual, we just have that online for you to complete that. And so I would appreciate you getting that done. Try to get that done within the next week so we can have those forms completed and on hand, okay? And thank you very much.
Great, thank you. And I know you just mentioned we do prefer that people return them electronically, but I know you had mentioned there goes my light in my office every single time. Mr. Rothman is waving, but unfortunately, Mr. Rothman, it's not working. You're too far away. We talked before we started recording that we have had some parents bring them by physically. Again, we'd prefer they do that electronically, but if they do bring them physically, where should they take them on campus? Because many of our offices aren't open.
And yes, so do everything you can to do that electronically. But if for some reason that you cannot get, if you have to bring it in to our front desk, and that's on the east side of the campus, and just come to the front desk and drop it off. So there probably will be a security specialist at the gate, just asking, just acknowledging you, but just let them know you need to drop off the back to school form, or you can give it to them, and we'll get it collected for you. Okay, appreciate that.
Perfect, thank you. And then the last thing we wanted to go into today is the issue around attendance and attendance reporting. Now that we're underway, which is very exciting, and we're so excited to be able to see students working with their teachers or working with their classmates. We know that there are times where a student is not going to be able to participate. We've reminded you repeatedly that for them to count in attendance, they need to be in every single one of their classes as they happen. But inevitably, there will be times, perhaps there's a power failure, perhaps there's a medical appointment. And we understand that, and the teachers understand that, but we need to remind you of the way to report that. It still needs to be reported by the parent in order to be excused. And so to talk about that process, Ms. DeCastro is going to go through that information.
All right, guys. Yes, every year attendance is key. You can't learn if you're not in school, at least not the school stuff. But so we're asking that you either call 754-321-5702 within 24 hours of the absence. If a student is out for a very short period of time, maybe it is a power outage, just say that. The district has added those as reasons for absences or tardies now, if you have technical difficulties. So remember to give the student's name, your name, student number, your phone number, and the reason for absence. And if it is not a complete, a whole day absence, please make sure to indicate it's during period 1 they were tardy or they missed 20 minutes so that the attendance clerk can update that. And if Ms. Johnson, if you can share our website for me, please. If you go to the McFatter High School website and you click on contact and then drag down, you see report an absence. Under report an absence, that is where you'll have an opportunity at the top where the line is up right there. You click to report an absence and you fill in all the details, and we will get that information every day. We do not check it constantly, but we will be checking up to 3 times a day to update that and the voicemail messages. I want to remind you there is nobody sitting at that desk at this time, so you will have to leave a voicemail at 321-5702. So it doesn't matter whether you go with a hotline or the email. Both will work. So thank you, Ms. Johnson.
Thanks. And I also want to reiterate something Ms. DeCastro said. We understand there will be short absences. But so we've already had a couple of situations where a student showed up for class and then kind of disappeared for an hour and then came back at the very end and said to the teacher, "Oh, I had a dentist appointment." We understand that that may be the case, but we want to remind students and parents that it needs to be the parent who reports that to school for it to count as an excused absence.
Yes.
And with that, I think that was everything we wanted to go over this week. Did I miss anything? Any of you?
I think you got it all.
No.
Okay. Well, we are excited. We've made it through successfully through the first week. We hope you've all been pleased with the experience as well. As always, keep us updated on how we can help, how we can continue to support you. In future weeks, get ready. We'll be rolling out our plans for things like club activities and extracurriculars that students can participate in, even while we're in this remote environment. But for now, that's it for today. We hope you have a great weekend, great afternoon, and we'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.